UEFA Champions League, the biggest football event globally. Barcelona got punished by Atletico Madrid in a thriller that ended Atletico 2, Barcelona 0 at Camp Nou. That is the disturbing part of the whole thing. The other part is that Liverpool also got punished by PSG in a thriller that also ended 2-0 as well. This is quite disturbing. In this video, I'll be explaining and exposing why these two big giants, Barcelona and Liverpool, lost their games. Stick with us. Let's dive in. Straight to the point, Barcelona lost at home because they underrated Atletico Madrid. And this is how, and this is why this happened. Recall that over the weekend, precisely on Saturday, Barcelona played with Atletico Madrid in Atletico's house and won them 2-1. Hold that thought. Coming to this game yesterday, Atletico Madrid knew what they wanted to do. We are going to actually let them know that we have all it takes to also embarrass them in their home. And that they actually did. Now, what Barcelona did wrong was the fact that you cannot underrate any team in Champions League. Champions League is the biggest stage of football event globally. You cannot. The winning over Atletico last weekend affected their winning mentality. It affected their psyche. It affected their preparation. It affected their hunger to win more. They felt that the game is as good as gone and they are going to disgrace Atletico. But guess what? This is football. Anything can happen. Atletico actually messed them up and showed them that we've got all it takes to embarrass you at home too. Exactly what happened. Because if you look at that game very, very well, beyond the red card and then the issue of officiating, which Barcelona fans have been crying foul up to this moment, Atletico did not respect them. Atletico gave it all and they won the game. Now, the question you need to ask Barcelona fans is, how come Barcelona could not score before the red card? And by the way, that red card was a clean red card, as far as I'm concerned, arguably. I cannot fault VAR or the referee on this. How come they could not score? That shows that Atletico was actually giving them a lot of heat and pressure. That's it better. So, red card is part of the game. If you got red card, there are a lot of instances, fast check me, where a team had a red card, they were man down, and they still won the game. So if Barcelona was that fantastic, if they were too good in football, how come they never scored before the red card? It shows that they didn't perform well in that game yesterday. So they need to accept defeat and then begin to look at what happened in their next leg at Atletico's home. That's the matter. Now, my free advice to Barcelona and Barcelona fans, don't come for me. If you come for you, I'll come for you too. Sit back, prepare for that next game, sharpen your attack, because if you look at that attack yesterday, it wasn't very strong. Their hitman, Lamine Yamal, was not in the game. I could barely see him. I didn't feel him in that game yesterday. So they need to sharpen their attack, hold strong their midfield, which was shaky yesterday, and then their defense be able to tidy up their defense. Look at the free kick Atletico scored, and then the second goal, it was fantastic. I love it. I know you love it too. So they need to do all that to be able to, have a say in the next leg. However, the next leg, this particular competition is actually very open. It's open. Yes, there are 2 goals down, but if they do the basics very well, they can actually come back to this game and then be able to, get a chance to qualify for semi-finals. On the part of Atletico Madrid, this is what's going to happen. They know Barcelona will be coming with serious attack. They'll be attacking left, right, center. And guess what? This is what exactly an interesting part of this conversation is that Atletico will just have to play a low block at start. They will have like 3 different tactics. A low block at start, and then catch Barcelona on counter. Simple. While Barcelona is attacking them seriously, Atletico will sit back, soak their pressure, catch them on counter, and then score. And once Atletico just gets 1 extra goal, that's it. The game is done and dusted. Take my word to the bank. So, Barcelona, while you're trying to attack them aggressively, please ensure that your defense is top-notch. Otherwise, you'll get punished. That's the truth of the matter. Because if you look at both teams, you notice that Atletico was actually prepared for that game, to be honest with you. Barcelona, yes, has all the quality players, they've got all the resources, they've got all the tools to prosecute this game. But Barcelona, Atletico also understands what they need to do to be able to manage, soak their pressure, and win them. That's what it is for those 2 big giants. Let's go to PSG versus Liverpool. An interesting encounter, very, very interesting encounter you will not want to miss. If you not watch that game, please try and watch the clip. If you don't have the clip, let me know. I'll send you the clip. Now this is what happened. PSG came to that game fully prepared because they dominated from start to finish all the departments. Midfield, they took charge of midfield, wingers, they were there, and the attack was sharp. That was it. Clinically, PSG was just too good for Liverpool to handle, to be honest with you. And then tactically, they were also very good. I will explain this. Clinically, they converted every opportunity they had. Majority of opportunity they had, they tried to convert it to goal. They were able to get 2 goals. That was what happened. While Liverpool were very poorly in terms of conversion rates. And then tactically, if you look at their formation, they were very strong in their defense. The midfielders are doing extremely well, and the attack was very, very sharp. That shows the team that is prepared, tactically to be able to win that game. On the part of Liverpool, what's going on? The wingers were empty. Remember, Salah didn't play that game because his form was actually very down. Every other person in that team, I could not feel Liverpool doing something that could interest or excite their fans yesterday. I could not see anything. Because if you look at their attack, Ekitike was just their run up and down and all that, couldn't get result. And then the midfielders could not hold that midfield very well. Watts was actually playing more attacking. Not the person was in midfield to hold that midfield. And the defense, Konate and then Van Dijk could not do anything to stop these guys from scoring. That shows that Liverpool is disjointed and Liverpool is completely finished as far as this season is concerned. Because if you check, fast track their performance so far, they've lost a lot of their games, and they keep losing. So Slot has a lot of things to do if he wants to retain that job, which I doubt he's going to retain that job because he has performed too bad. They spend so much money in buying names instead of people they actually need. That also happened to Liverpool in the last transfer window. And so they got their transfer window very, very wrong and they're being punished for it. And then on the part of their coach too, I think tactically he's not good, to be able to organize this team very well and get a result. This is troubling. Quite troubling because it is what it is. That is Champions League, the biggest football event, globally. So it's a place that you need to see contest, a place you see champions play. That's why it's called Champions League. If you are not in Champions League, you're not a champion as far as that competition is concerned. Thanks for seeing our video. Thanks for enjoying our video. See you in the next one. Bye.